A decimal point decided the fate of these passengers. Varig Flight 254. In the late summer of 1989, Varig Flight 254 prepared for its journey from São Paulo to Belém, Brazil. It was supposed to be a routine domestic flight, spanning the sprawling Amazon rainforest. But what began as a day filled with promise turned into a nightmarish ordeal that tested human resilience and served as a haunting reminder of the importance of accuracy, focus, and accountability. Captain Cesar Garces was an experienced pilot. Years of flying had taught him confidence, sometimes bordering on complacency. The co-pilot, First Officer Luis Brugnero, was equally skilled but often deferred to Garces' judgment. The passengers, young professionals, families, and tourists, boarded the Boeing 737-241 with no inkling of what lay ahead. The pre-flight briefing was uneventful. The crew glanced at the flight plan, noting that their route required a heading of 027. But this is where the story takes a fateful turn. Captain Garces, in an uncharacteristic lapse of attention, mistook the decimal point in the navigation coordinate. Instead of programming the autopilot to 27.0, he set it to 270.0, a drastic difference that turned the aircraft nearly 180 degrees westward. The plane took off under clear skies, the engines humming steadily. For the first hour, the flight appeared normal. Passengers settled into their routines. Some dozed, others chatted softly, and a few gazed out the window at the dense green expanse of the Amazon below. But soon, anomalies began to emerge. The landscape outside the windows no longer aligned with the expected route. The crew noticed a discrepancy in their estimated time of arrival, but Garces brushed it off as a minor glitch. After all, he trusted his instincts and the instruments he had programmed. As time passed, fuel consumption began to exceed expectations. The co-pilot grew concerned, suggesting they contact air traffic control. However, Garces dismissed the idea, convinced they were on the right track. This misplaced confidence proved costly. Hours later, reality hit hard. The plane was nowhere near its intended destination. Instead of approaching Belém, they were deep in the uncharted wilderness of the Amazon. Fuel reserves were dwindling rapidly, and night was falling. The realization spread among the passengers like wildfire. Fear, confusion, and desperation filled the cabin. Mothers held their children tightly, while others whispered prayers. The crew scrambled for solutions, attempting to locate the nearest airstrip, but the vast jungle offered no mercy. With fuel almost depleted, Captain Garces had no choice but to attempt an emergency landing. Spotting a small clearing, he guided the aircraft down, bracing for impact. The Boeing 737 groaned under the strain, its wheels sinking into the soft earth. Miraculously, all 54 passengers and crew survived the crash landing. But their ordeal was far from over. They were stranded in one of the most inhospitable environments on Earth, surrounded by dense jungle, venomous creatures, and oppressive heat. For days, the survivors banded together, rationing the limited food and water salvaged from the wreckage. Captain Garces, burdened by guilt, worked tirelessly to keep spirits high. First Officer Brugnero and the flight attendants displayed remarkable courage, organizing search parties and tending to the injured. The passengers, too, contributed in whatever ways they could. A doctor on board treated wounds, while others built makeshift shelters. They shared stories, comforted one another, and found strength in unity. But the jungle tested their resolve at every turn. Swarms of mosquitoes descended upon them at dusk, while the oppressive humidity sapped their energy. Nights were filled with the haunting calls of unseen creatures, a constant reminder of their precarious situation. On the fifth day, a search team spotted the crash site. The relief was overwhelming. Tears of gratitude flowed as helicopters airlifted the survivors to safety. In the aftermath, an investigation revealed the error, a misplaced decimal point in the navigation system. Captain Garces admitted his mistake, accepting full responsibility. His humility and willingness to own up to his error earned him the respect of many, despite the tragic circumstances. The story of Varig Flight 254 is a sobering tale of how even the smallest mistakes can have far-reaching consequences. A single decimal point, a tiny mark on a screen, nearly cost 54 lives. This incident teaches us several valuable lessons. Attention to detail. In any task, no matter how routine, vigilance is crucial. Overlooking even minor details can lead to disastrous outcomes. Accountability. Captain Garza's willingness to admit his mistake was a powerful act of leadership. Owning up to our errors is the first step toward learning and growth. Teamwork and resilience. The passengers and crew survived because they worked together. In times of crisis, unity and collaboration are often our greatest strengths. Humility and preparedness. Confidence is important, but overconfidence can blind us to potential risks. Staying humble and prepared can help us navigate unforeseen challenges. As the survivors of Varig Flight 254 moved on with their lives, they carried these lessons with them, forever changed by their harrowing experience. Their story serves as a timeless reminder of how small actions, or inactions, can shape our destinies.